For a decade, Stellar stacked partnerships with banks. Meanwhile, Zebec quietly rolled out real-time payroll to over 65,000 workers, one chain optimized for institutions, the other built for workers. Today, we're unpacking the opportunities Stellar may have missed. Payroll. In sizing up who's best positioned to capture it over the next 3 to 5 years. We'll contrast bank rails versus worker rails, streaming pay versus batch checks, and show how architecture, token design, and adoption curves decide where the real value lands. Welcome back to DeFi Crypto Talk. I'm your name. Buckle up, let's dive in. Stellar launched in 2014 with a simple mission: bank the unbanked through open payments. Co-founded by Jed McCaleb, the goal was cheaper, accessible cross-border transfers at scale. From 2018 to 2022, the partnerships started to stack up, most of them institutional. Integration with MoneyGram for global cash-in, cash-out. Collaboration with Franklin Templeton on tokenized assets. Aid distribution pilots, including programs in Ukraine. And ongoing stablecoin settlement expansion. By 2025-2026, the base layer matured and the rails got stronger. Soroban's smart contracts went live, unlocking programmability. CME Group announced XLM futures, signaling deeper market access. PayPal's PYUSD found on-chain pathways into the Stellar ecosystem. On paper, that's real institutional momentum. It positions Stellar as a credible settlement rail for fintechs and banks. But here's the key distinction. Stellar optimized for institutions, top-down integrations, and compliance, not for workers at the edge of the paycheck. Despite a decade of development, Stellar never introduced native streaming payroll, not built, second-by-second salary payments, not built, continuous real-time wage distribution, not built, worker-centric, programmable payroll rails, not built. Where Stellar became very good was moving money between institutions, check. Supporting large remittance partners, check. Powering stablecoin settlement at scale, check. That's valuable. But it's not payroll disruption. If you're sending $500 from the US to Mexico, Stellar works. If you want pay streaming every second instead of every 2 weeks, that payroll lane stayed open. While Stellar focused on banks, Zebec built for workers. From 2021 to 2023, Zebec launched real-time streaming payroll built for real companies. Instead of batch paychecks, Zebec introduced second-by-second salary streaming. Workers don't wait 2 weeks, wages unlock continuously. By 2024 to 2026, the metrics spoke: 65,000 plus workers on Zebec rails, around 50,000 monthly active users. Roughly $500 million in annual payroll volume, over 250 enterprise clients, about 97% of token supply circulating. For investors, that matters. Minimal future unlock overhang, market-driven price discovery, a fundamentally different architecture, purpose-built for payroll. Stellar, stronger bank rails. Zebec, stronger worker rails. Let's think macro. Global remittances are roughly $150 billion a year. That's the battlefield Stellar plays in. Competition is fierce. SWIFT, Western Union, traditional banks, other layer 1 blockchains. Margins are thin. Most value capture is tiny, transaction fees. Now compare that to payroll. Payroll flows measure in the tens of trillions every year. Every company, every worker, every country. Payroll isn't just sending money, it's salaries, benefits, contractor payments, incentives, treasury automation. Legacy players like ADP and Paychex dominate, but they still batch pay. No second-by-second streaming, they batch it. Zebec's model doesn't just move money, it sits in the income stream, routing, advancing, allocating. More touchpoints inside the flow mean bigger value capture. Token structure also matters. Zebec sits at roughly 97% circulating supply today. That dramatically lowers future unlock overhang. Stellar still maintains foundation-controlled allocations and ecosystem treasuries. Beyond that, Stellar's growth is driven top-down through institutional partnerships and programs. Zebec grows bottom-up via worker adoption and employer integrations. Which motion scales faster over 5 years? Institutions move slowly. Workers and startups move quickly. If payroll becomes programmable, automated, and streamed, the chain purpose-built for that job holds a structural edge. Let's be balanced. Stellar will likely keep thriving in cross-border settlement. That lane fits its design. But when we look strictly at real-time payroll and on-chain worker compensation, Zebec was built around streaming flows, employer controls, and compliance-ready payout logic. Zebec's architecture is closer to the endgame, native wage streaming with programmable deductions. If you believe payroll moves on-chain workers want instant access to income, businesses want programmable automation. Stablecoins become standard compensation rails, then worker-first chains have asymmetric upside. Here's the question that decides the next cycle. Are you backing bank rails or worker rails? Comment your pick. Type bank rails if Stellar's institutional path wins. Type worker rails if Zebec captures the payroll layer. If you want deep, no-hype breakdowns on the rails that power money, real-time payroll crypto, how streaming pay actually works, Zebec analysis, product token and adoption signals, XLM infrastructure, what's live today and what's still roadmap, institutional adoption, who's integrating, and why it matters. All explained with clear frameworks you can use. Make sure you subscribe right now. We don't chase hype here. We analyze infrastructure before the market prices it in. Hit like if this helps separate bank rails from worker rails. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.